Hey guys, TJ here with my review of the Apple Watch. Now, I have the Apple Watch Split 32mm with the white band. Now, I chose the white band because of all the colors that they offered in this silver model without paying extra. I felt like the white would be the best option for me. You can also get the bands in blue, green, or pink in this particular line of the Apple Watch. You can also get the case in space gray, which comes with a black band, which I was also considering strongly, but in the end I did go with the silver model just because the potential for third-party metal bands is pretty great, and I wanted to make sure that I had the model of the Apple Watch that would look best for those third-party bands. But anyhow, so I want to jump right into my review with the physical design and my thoughts on it. So in terms of physical design, I was pretty impressed with this. I know some critics have said that the device seems a bit chunky, but when you consider how much technology Apple has packed into this little case, you quickly realize that it's pretty impressive. And as all Apple products, it does have a beautiful look to it. It just looks like a premium product, and that's one of the reasons why I have always stood behind Apple products. Now, I don't feel like the videos and pictures online do it justice. You really have to hold this and see this device in person to appreciate its beauty. Now, it has a nice weight to it, but it doesn't feel too heavy. And in terms of the band is soft and comfortable. I was pleasantly surprised with how comfortable it felt. It feels like a premium product, and this is technically the cheapest model of the Apple Watch that you can get, and it still feels premium, and I think that says something about Apple products. Now, I've held numerous Android watches in the past, and I have to tell you, and I'm not just saying this as an Apple fan, but honestly, this is the best, most premium feeling smartwatch that I've encountered personally. Now, if you hate Apple or you just, you're not really sure about this Apple Watch, I completely understand, but I'm telling you that in my experience, this is the best feeling and most premium smartwatch on the market right now. Now, let's talk about usability. Now, in terms of usability, there's one complaint that I have, and that is this right here. This is the home screen, which is kind of like a galaxy of apps. And I don't really care for this interface. I'm hoping that in the second version, the second major software update to the Apple Watch, I hope Apple brings a different interface, because this one I don't think is too practical. It's not intuitive. I don't think it really works for people that are on the go or in a scenario when they're just trying to do something quickly. This doesn't work. It's too, like I said, basically non-intuitive. So I don't know exactly what they could do, but maybe make it squares and just make the app icons, on the screen like a grid style. I don't know exactly how to solve it, but I can definitely tell you the problem. And again, that is that the Galaxy just doesn't really work in terms of a usable interface for most scenarios. Now, I want to talk about, I know I'm kind of jumping around here, but I want to mention another aspect of the physical design, and that is these two buttons here on the side. Now, it's funny because Apple has been historically trying to remove buttons from its products, but in the case of the Apple Watch, they have actually done quite the opposite. So here you have two buttons. You have what Apple is appropriately calling the side button, which brings up your list of friends or contacts that you can easily access that may or may not have the Apple Watch. If you double tap this side button, if you double tap it, it gives you Apple Pay. And as you can see, I don't have any cards synced over yet. And of course, this is the digital crown. Now this little guy here, I have found to be incredibly intuitive, and while some critics didn't really understand why Apple included it, I think it was a very logical decision because it is such a small screen, and this has been very useful in zooming in on things, scrolling through lists, all that good stuff. This digital crown has proven to be immensely useful, so I definitely want to give Apple credit for including this. And this also has its own set of functions. You can click it once to go to the home screen, as I showed you earlier. You can double click it to go back to your last app, which wasn't really an app, it's just the watch face. You can also hold it down to get Siri, which I'm going to cancel for now. Now, the watch face is another interesting component to this that I want to talk about. Perhaps one of the things I'm most impressed by is something as simple as the watch faces. To access the watch faces and customize them, you simply press and hold, they call it the first touch. And from here, you can customize the watch face that you currently have. And now for the motion watch face, all you can customize is what you want. So I have the flowers right now, and you can laugh at me all you want, but yes, I am a man, but I also do love these beautiful flower animations as well. But I also love the jellyfish. I don't want to butterfly it, but I do like the jellyfish, and that's right here. Now to save your selection, all you have to do is click the digital crown once, and then tap it again actually, and then you have a new watch face. It really is a beautiful, intuitive way to choose a watch face, and it does make this device more fun as well. So, and like I said, that was one of the most impressive features that I have found, and perhaps it's the most simple too, but it is pretty fun. Now, you can also do things like this. If you swipe up on the display, you get glances. Now, glances tell you anything from battery information to your activity for the day, which you can see I haven't done much today yet, your calendar, your weather, your stocks, all that good stuff. And you can customize what you see in glances either on the watch itself or in the Apple Watch app on your iPhone. Now when you swipe down, you get a look at your notifications, which you can see I don't have any right now, but that's how you see your notifications. Now obviously this thing does the most basic of notifications. You can get your calls and text messages on this. But of course, in the case of texting and replying to text messages, you can't actually type on this screen, so you only have dictation, which isn't a huge deal, but even with me, I find that dictation is pretty accurate. But yeah, so you have to use dictation for text messages, and of course you can make and receive calls, which is nice. So it adds a lot of convenience to your digital lifestyle, but only you personally can decide if it's worth the investment for you. I've been saying that since Apple first announced this thing back in the fall. You can't listen to anyone else's opinions. Some people like myself will say, well, hey, it's pretty useful and it's a beautiful product and I recommend it, but yet somebody else will say, geez, it's useless and it's expensive, who would buy it? So it all depends on your personal look on smartwatches and on how much value they bring to your, like I said, your digital lifestyle. So that's that. Now, in terms of some other features that I really like the fitness app. I'm able to track how long I go for bike rides. I try to take bike rides every day, and it's part of my effort to lose some weight. And that's exactly what Apple intended its customers to do with this thing, and I think it's been great for that. Another favorite use of mine is just making and receiving phone calls. It's quite handy for certain scenarios where you just can't pull out your phone at that moment. I will say the speaker is not incredibly loud, so for most situations, you only would want to make quick phone calls with it. but it's still not there for that convenience of having the ability to do so. Now, another nice thing is the calendar. Now, this could be incredibly useful, for one example, college students who first time going to college. If they have one of these Apple Watches, you can set your class schedule in the calendar app. And so as long as you set the watch face, which I'll show you here, as long as you choose a watch face that allows you to put the calendar info on it, such as this one here, the modular watch face, you can actually see all of your classes as they happen. You know, for example, you can see what your next class is. And I'm just using the college or even the high school classes, for example. But that could just be one useful thing for the calendar feature of this device. Now, I'm a college student myself, and sometimes it does get overwhelming between all the things in your day you have to think about. It's nice to have this little thing to remind you, especially for the first few days of the semester where your new classes are. So this is nice to have for that reason. So, as you can see, there's a lot of different practical uses for this if you're willing to incorporate it into your lifestyle. And like I said numerous times, it's up to you to do that. Now, in terms of anything else, I would say that another cool aspect of this device is that here you do see the sensors. When you open up the fitness app, these LEDs have a bright green glow to them, and that's because they're basically LED lights, like I said. And it's pretty cool to see that. Now, of course, the biggest question on everyone's mind is, what do I think about the price point? Well, that might not be the biggest question, but that's what a lot of people are talking about for this device. Now, for the price itself, this is the, like I said, the 32mm model, which costs $399 in this collection particularly. And for my personal taste, it was a bit high. I have a small fund that I put some money into every month to save up for things like this, which I suggest everyone does if they are into buying these kinds of tech products every so often. But, you know, will I have normally bought this? It's hard to say because it has been incredibly useful in my life, but I am 100% confident that in 1 or 2 years from now, Apple will bring this price down considerably, because as it stands right now, the price is a bit high, and I know that there's always an Apple premium for new products like this, especially first generation, but still, even with that being said, $399 seems a bit high. Even if it was just $100 less for this particular model, like $299, and then the same for the stainless steel option, if they could have brought that down by $100 or maybe even $150, I thought that would have been a much more fair price point. So I don't see Apple selling these like hotcakes. I truly don't. I could be wrong, but I think the average consumer will overall not be willing to pay this price. Die-hard tech enthusiasts like myself will obviously, in most cases, be willing to pay it. But other than that, I think this is still a novelty item. With that being said, though, I want to end this video here for now. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Please check out my tech site too, techtj.com. Until next time, guys, have a great day.